videos.
Yeah.
Save the, Bozo the clown fish in Lake. Who gives a, named after some lost Indian tribe of who gives a. So, if the EPA actually was involved in actually protecting the environment in any way, shape, or form, maybe that'd be useful. But either they're a government department and they're funded by the government, or they're not and they're in the private sector.
Right.
Who are you? Same thing goes with FEMA. FEMA reports directly to management. In this case, Rothschild. And I know this for a fact because I talked to the director of FEMA after Hurricane Michael when I offered funding and assistance, and he told me that he was waiting for money to come from Rothschild at 3 o'clock on that particular day. Sound familiar? A day ending in Y. Right. Always at noon or 3 or 5 by the end of the day, and they still haven't received any money from them for Hurricane Michael or anything, nor do they actually come in and help anybody. Most of the help being provided to citizens in the event of a natural disaster in the United States is coming from churches and organizations, that are maybe Christian organizations or Catholic organizations or somebody like this who comes in and they rally the entire congregation and they bring water bottles and food and other items to the area. Those people are getting help from people like that. They come in and they rebuild houses, they do repairs, they give housing to the elderly. This is what they do. And I'm not saying, I agree with churches or not churches or this religion or that religion. The fact is, it's people helping people, period, end of story. Yeah. FEMA comes in with a bunch of cameras, same thing they did during the floods in Australia that we pointed out. It was a year ago. And they take pictures of all these people doing all these things, and in fact, they're doing nothing. I could say the National Guard probably helped and saved lives, but why are we giving billions of dollars to FEMA? FEMA expected to get funded directly by the old management. That's why. Under their control. Remember when Kushner was running FEMA? Oh, for the love of God, help us all. Mm-hmm. There's a reason for that. He is part of them. He's a part of that group. He was a part of that group when he was living. I don't know what that is walking around now, but whatever. That has to end. Either you're part of the government or you're not part of the government. What are you? Who are you? The Red Cross is another one. Money laundering, the largest money laundering organization in the world. They carry pallets of cash. They put people in and out. People see the Peace Corps. Here's another one, the Peace Corps. People join the Peace Corps, young kids, in hopes of doing something good and helping. But when you go to another country that is impoverished and they see you coming and you're wearing your little Peace Corps shirt, they think, oh, the CIA is here. And they're right. Wow. So are you going to have programs like this or are you not? Now, let's talk about the Ways and Means Committee. Everybody in this budget game right now is talking about the Treasury, the Fed, the government, the president, whatever that is, the Congress. Are you going to pass this or pass that? The debt ceiling. But everybody forgets about the Ways and Means Committee. Now, the Ways and Means Committee is also technically not a government department. It is also technically an NGO and had reported directly to the Rothschilds and the Blue Dragon forever. These are the people that do things for you like your Social Security, your EBT or your food assistance cards. They handle the National Health Organization. That's, and your Medicare programs and all of those programs. Those are all coming from the Ways and Means Committee. Who are they and what are they doing? Right. And where does their money come from? Well, it used to come from the Treasury of USA, which is an Order of the Black Sun facility that is also broke. Mm-hmm. These things need to be restructured, but the government pays for them all, pays through all their salaries and, pays for all the things they do nonetheless out of the budget. Now let's get down to the military-industrial complex. Why are we funding Boeing? We didn't buy anything from Boeing. We're just giving them money. I don't understand that. Why would you do that? So these are all part of what happens when you make a budget. Why do you give those people money? Well, they're our friends. Well, why are they your friends? Well, maybe they donated to your campaign. In the case of Donald Trump, Pfizer donated millions of dollars. And then Operation Warp Speed came to be. Wow, wonder how that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Pfizer is run by the agency, as you know. See, this is that management again. So the federal government funds Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and all of these different places. And then in turn, they get Operation Warp Speed. One hand washes the other. And then, you know, the Operation Warp Speed was not a success. And now they want funding and pandemic relief. Still waiting for that. You know, why are we funding them? Why does the United States government fund Pfizer? They're not buying vaccines, say, for government employees. You know, I could see that, you know, purchasing of things for employees as a benefit, you know, a health benefit. You know, maybe a gym membership or something like that. You know, I can understand those things. That's part of the normal course of business for employee health and wellness. I see that. But why are you giving them, why did all that money go to them during the Trump administration? You know, they're still wanting to do it now. I mean, it's still written in all these ridiculous budgets they keep submitting that aren't ratified. You know, and all they can do is focus on a debt ceiling. And it's all about the lobbyists. The corporations donate to campaigns, and then the lobbyists make sure they get what they want out of the budget. And the aides that work for the bad management are causing the problem. You see, it's very simple. If you are a corporation, you know, if you've ever started your own company, Sunny, and I'm sure you have, I have too, and several of them, and they were fairly successful. I mean, I wasn't Bill Gates by any means, but I mean, I did pretty well for myself. I also didn't get free money from the World Bank and a fake story about me making a giant computer conglomerate in my garage, but I did fairly well for myself for a long time, and I didn't receive anything from the federal government.
No, they wanted money from me.
Yeah, they wanted money from me, actually. You're right.
Yes.
You know, if you would like to exist and you would like to have a company, you will pay your corporate taxes. You're going to pay for filing and registrations and annual reports, and depending on the structure of your company, you know, these are all things you have to pay.
Yeah.
And then in turn, I then pay that money, 80% of it, over to Rothschild. And it doesn't even go to fund my government.
Right.
You know, military is another thing. We got the military, we got the Coast Guard, we got the agencies, we got I don't know how many departments. Trillions of dollars go missing. You know, that's in the news, you know, in the federal audits and whatnot from the military. And everybody's just like, oh, well, we're missing $1 trillion.
It's not a big deal. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. And then in the news as well, it's things like, well, we overestimated the value of the arms we sent to Ukraine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But these are all the things that come with bad management, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Because as a manager, you know, of a division or the entire company, for that matter, you know, you would look at it and you would say, there's money missing out of this department. Where, you know, we need to fix that. Where'd the money go? Who's embezzling money? Embezzlement is bad. That's a crime we go to jail for, us people.
Absolutely.
You do that in the federal government, someone pats you on the back and takes you out to dinner.
I was going to say, you get a promotion, probably.
Yeah, probably. You know, in reality, I'm going to just, in layman's terms, I am a venture capitalist, and I am offering to come forward with my capital to fix it. but I'm not going to feed the pig.
Right.
And I am certainly not going to fund a government that is going to report to bad management with no plan whatsoever to fix it. So I'm in agreement with the silent circle on that one. Kudos. You can't fix it with bad management in place. You can't negotiate with these people. You can't talk to these people. When you try to talk to these people, they put you off until there's an astrological alignment of some sort.
I know. I know.
It's true.
It's ridiculous. You know? There's like no common sense. None.
No, they wait for an alignment of something, and then they think something's going to happen, whatever that thing is, and that you're going to change. You're going to change your mind. I'm a business person.
Yep.
You know. Okay, fine. Let's call them a nonprofit. Let's call the government even in the nonprofit category, because they're supposed to be providing a service for the people. You know, like the Breast Cancer Society or something like that. Let's even say that they're a nonprofit entity. That's not true, because they're still collecting donations from us.
Yep. Forced donations.
Forced donations in the form of taxes. That's right. Forced donations. So we're paying forced donations to this nonprofit alleged organization so that they can give it to a third-party entity that does definitely not is not American, first of all, you know, and they are certainly not in favor of the people with the infliction, which is us, the citizens of America, in this case, or the citizens of any respective country, insert name here. So, you know, you don't, it's so hard to understand that you're collecting all this money over here, you're broke over here, you have no idea what departments are running in your government, and you have no idea what's written in the 3,000 page or whatever it is long memo you sent out.
I think that was evident earlier in the news, Kim. We were talking about the debt ceiling and everything, and how the Treasury Department was reaching out to federal agencies to say, hey, what bills do you have coming due? And I'm like, how do people not know this? How is, like, it's like everything's so compartmentalized that nobody has, like, money, like you said, money just goes missing or whatever. Like, there's no accountability for any of this stuff.
No, it was designed that way by the bad management. So
Right.
If you were the manager of, let's say, the accounting department, aka Janet Yellen, in this case, you would have the department budgets for every single department. You would have every expense report, every expenditure at your fingertips. You know, I mean, we use Trello, I think we use for workflow, you know, even in our little company here.
Tell them about it.
Hey guys, have you ever considered using a workflow management tool like Trello as an example? I mean, heck, you've spent trillions and trillions of dollars on computer systems, but hey, you use those for surveillance, not for workflow management.
Yeah.
There should be some kind of workflow program of some magnitude that plays the Star-Spangled Banner and pats you on the back when you open it up. You've spent so much damn money.
Yeah.
You know, and turns on the massager in your chair or something. I don't know, you know, something special that thing should do at this point. But, you know, there's no accountability. Why are you now calling at the final hour? And you know what? That was probably prompted by the silent circle to point out the fact that you are a bad manager. How do you manage the finances for an entire country, and you don't even know what department? Did you even know that there's a saltwater fish and a freshwater fish department?
Yeah.
You better call them both, Janet. That's a lot of calling, because you've got so many departments that you probably don't even know about. All you care about is that money would come in and all of your special people were paid. And then, of course, the Treasury has their black card expense accounts, and those are always full. And my card always works everywhere. And I can buy all the little boys. Oops. Did I say that out loud? that you do for you and yourself. Well, Mnuchin was running a pedophile ring out of the Treasury Department when he was there. What, do we expect Yellen to be any different? Got to entertain those people coming into town, don't you? Got to feed your boss, Rothschild. You got to feed the generals down the street. You got to feed them that money.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, middle management is running around trying to secure contracts, all over the place and being run around by red tape that doesn't exist. That's what middle management is doing. Middle management is sitting there because upper management has told, for example, the State Department to send more arms to Ukraine. And by middle management, we're talking about the White House, the State Department, those types of people. And then it trickles down to the rest of the middle management who doesn't understand that they're waiting for a group of people in Durango, Colorado, or in Cheyenne Mountain, because they go back and forth all the time, and then or in China or in UK to wait for an astrological alignment to happen so that the hacking will be better, and it's a more prime opportunity to get a hold of a system that doesn't exist in space and time. And money will come out. Or manipulate the blonde lady to get it done for you.
Right.
Which is not going to work, and that hasn't worked, and it's never going to work, and that's it. So this is where somebody's going to draw the line. What the Silent Circle actually warned them of was that you need to understand that this is the only way this is going to happen. You need to negotiate with her. You need to talk with her. And they won't. That's not what they're doing at all. So they're just counting down the clock. That meeting is going to happen in just a few days. And then it's over.
You said that there were people that reached out, right?
Well, middle management reached out. They did not have the management reach out. If management reached out and actually wanted to have a conversation from their lips to my ears, and not in a way where you think you're going to put me on some kind of a table and with a shock thing or something like that. There's all kinds of other things, but giving you one example, until I concede, that's not going to happen either.
Right.
So they said, get it together. Come up with a plan. That's what they gave them days to do. Mm-hmm. And they've got nothing. So the reason why middle management is now calling us is because upper management has told them to call us, but to hide Kim in the corner that you didn't call Kim, so you can still claim that you run the joint.
Yeah. It's like they're like fake calls because middle management can't do anything really.
No, middle management is following instructions from the upper management currently at this moment in time. Get some money from her, keep it running. We have to keep it running until the next astrological alignment in June, or the solstice, or a Lionsgate in August, or something, and that's what they're doing behind the scenes. But no, I'm in full agreement. Management has to change.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the presidency. That's middle management. I don't care who sits in that seat. Oh, the other thing they came up with, speaking of who sits in that seat, is they're talking about having Nikki Haley run for president. Remember Nikki Haley?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because she's a woman. And then here's the story we get. It's about time we had a female president, and so on and so forth. And, and this is all because they think that will work for me. A female president would be better. But it's still a female president that's under the control of the old management, exactly. So it doesn't matter.
You got to change the system or it doesn't work. They're not about to give Nikki Haley any power.
Well, corporations go bankrupt. Credit lines are not being extended. There is no credit line, a.k.a. a debt ceiling, because that corporation that gave it to you is also broke, the Federal Reserve. And nothing is coming back. And management, current management, all they can think of to do is this crazy stuff. The Silent Circle has a plan. They came up with a plan. They informed all of their middle management of the said plan. And then they executed every department and every division of said plan. Isn't that amazing? Oh my God, people with a plan.
They got stuff done.
They got stuff done. GSD. That's right. And I'm in agreement. At this point, I don't see any hope based on listening to every single conversation that they've had down the street. I don't see it. I don't see they have a clue. I don't see they're willing to give up power willingly. Anyway, I don't see they have a plan. Even if I gave $2 trillion tomorrow, it would be gone by the end of the week.
Sure.
Because there is no plan. They're going to feed all the pigs. They'll all come to the trough and feed like little piglets. Mm-hmm. And then all the money will be gone in a week.
Yeah.
You'll have the Zelensky piglet. You'll have all the different piglets all around the world feeding on the trough. Mm-hmm. And it will keep them in power for a week. Yeah. And then when all that money's gone, now what are you going to do?
Right.
They are preparing, for example, some of the other things that they're doing, this mismanagement. They have everyone at every U.S. military base and installation in the Middle East on high alert right now. Therefore, every other country is on high alert. Nobody knows why they're on high alert, but they're on alert. Why? What do you think they're preparing to do with the money they think they're going to try to pull from me?
So war.
Yep. And then in turn, feed the operatives contracts once again, maintain control of operatives, all of that. And then away we go because Kim's stupid.
Yeah, they're so cocky. Can I say that on the news? They're cocky.
You can say that word, Sonny. I say a lot of bad words on the news.
No, but they are. Know. They're so full of themselves and like what they think they can do, and that people are just going to, I don't know, just cower to them.
Because it used to always be that way.
Yeah, they just don't have any cards now. I mean, they've got nothing to play.
Well, exactly right. Now, that's one thing. That's the state of the union here in the United States at this moment in time. That is going to change in the next few days. You're going to see it's going to be quite evident. People are going to be saying things you never thought you would hear them say as paid actors, known as your Congress. You'll see. In the next week or two, I'm telling you, you're going to start to see it all come out. It's going to change because those people will go play shuffleboard on maybe Palau. They've been to Palau recently. They were in Palau, just so you